Don't want to do everything quickly. Take your time for every step. Take your time until you really have a good feeling with the house. I always say to my buyers, you need to step inside the house and you need to feel good. You need to have the feeling this is it.
A
And if
home.
it's
A
not
home.
like that, yeah, really a
Yeah.
home. If it's not
Yeah.
like that, next house. So
Yeah. Yeah.
don't rush things.
Hello, Lieve.
Hello, Rob.
Welcome to our channel, Lieve Sebreghts.
Mhm.
It's a channel, YouTube channel about living, working in Portugal. And we are constantly searching for expats who can
Okay.
talk about the very interesting things that people have to know when they want to move here, when they want to live here. And one
Mhm.
of the most important things is real estate.
Mhm.
Yeah, could you briefly introduce yourself and tell us
Yeah.
about your passion, about your specialty?
Yeah, so I live in Portugal since 12 years, more or less. I have two children. They are now 14 and 16 years old. I am in real estate since 5 years, more or less.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yes, I live in Lourinhã, so my working space is Lourinhã and more north, so until Nazaré is the area that I work, the Silver Coast, like
Yeah,
they say.
yeah,
Yeah, that's a little bit
yeah.
of me.
Yeah, you work here for a long time. Eh?
Mm-hmm.
You know the language. You can speak Portuguese.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I can imagine, because you're a Belgian,
Yes.
that yeah, the most of your clients are Dutch and Flemish people, I suppose.
Yes. Correct. Yes, because people are really looking for people who speak their own language,
Yeah,
and it just makes things easier because in Portugal there is a lot of paperwork and yeah, bureaucracy.
yeah.
So it's just easier for them if they can speak the language, as well for sellers, as well for buyers.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Buyers are really looking for someone who speaks their own language, who understands them. And yeah, so my main focus are Belgian and Dutch people, correct?
Okay, that's a very important thing to share,
Hmm. Yes,
on our channel.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Next to the Belgian and the Dutch, you also work with, yeah, Americans, I suppose, and
Yeah, American
UK
people
people.
also,
Yeah,
English people, expats, eh?
yeah,
People are who are looking for a house to live,
yeah.
real estate here.
Mm-hmm.
They're yeah, who speak non-Portuguese people, let's say it like that.
Yeah. About the Portuguese real estate, um,
Hmm.
how would you describe the current property market in Portugal?
The current property market, there is a high demand. There are a lot of people looking for a house here, and there are not enough houses for the people who are looking for. So the weight of the economics, it says that the prices go up when there is not a lot
Mhm.
of houses and there
Yeah,
is a high demand. Of course, prices go up. So it's not easy for the people, the Portuguese people here, and it's not easy for the people who want to come to live here, because find a house that is theirs or within their budget,
mm-hmm.
depending on the budget. When you are under the 300K, for example,
Mm-hmm.
you need to be very fast because there are not a lot of houses, so they are sold very quick. And for the Portuguese people, they cannot afford anymore the houses,
Yeah,
so they are looking to go outside to live outside of Portugal. So it's difficult for both parties, the sellers
yeah,
and the
yeah.
buyers.
Right. I live here now nearly 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
We live with Natalie and me for 2 years, and we already saw in 2 years prices going up. You know,
Yes,
I don't
absolutely.
speak only about real estate, but everything. Eh?
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
am.
Mm-hmm. Everything. When we came here 12 years ago,
Yeah.
um, it's with everything. Eh? When you, for example, you go to the hospital, you used to pay 14, 15 euros a consult for the private healthcare. and now we pay more than 18 euros. So in 12 years, it went up 3 or 4 euros. So it's
Yeah.
everything went up, not only
Yeah.
real estate, also
Mm-hmm.
healthcare,
Yeah. Yeah. The cost of living, eh?
prices, the cost
Yeah.
of living in general.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah. The cost of living and real estate, it's still cheaper than, for instance, in Holland and Belgium.
it's still cheaper, but you don't need to come to Portugal to live cheaper. To have a lower cost of living, it depends. It's a little bit different than Belgium and Holland, but it's getting expensive also in Portugal. It's
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, about prices, eh? Can you say there's a huge difference between the coastal areas and inland regions?
Yes,
Central.
yes, there is. Yeah, the closer you go to the coast, you will pay more because it's more attractive, more tourists, more interesting for buyers to buy there because they can rent it out. When you go inland, prices will go down, but because it's less attractive
Yeah.
to buy a house there because of if you want to rent a house, it's
Yeah.
better to be near the coast.
Yeah.
So yes, there is absolutely a big difference between
Yeah.
inland and coastal properties.
Okay. Can you tell us more about the buying process in Portugal? I mean, I am a foreigner. I want to buy
Hmm.
a house.
Yes.
What
How do you
are
do it?
the steps? Yeah,
Yeah.
to do that.
So the first thing you need to do is acquiring an IF and a tax number from Portugal. And it's also good to have a Portuguese bank account number. It's not necessary, but it makes things easier. A Portuguese bank number, account number. Then, when you have your NIF, it's best to hire a lawyer and a real estate agent. It's not
Mm-hmm.
because I am a real estate agent, but it just makes things easier because you have one person you can talk to and they
Mm-hmm.
will arrange everything for you. They will assist you in the buying process, the total process. So it just makes things easier. As well as a lawyer, it makes things easier.
Mm-hmm.
Then you do a thorough research for where you want to live. It's very important to know the area where you are looking for. Algarve, Lisbon, Porto, Silver Coast, you really need to look good
Yeah,
where you want to
to
live,
feel
if
it,
that's
eh?
a
Yeah.
match, if that's a match of what you
Mm-hmm.
want to do. Once you find an area and you find a house there, you do an offer. And when you do an offer, when it's accepted, the offer, you go to the CPCV, you sign
Yeah.
the promissory contract.
Yes.
When that is signed, more or less 3 months after, you sign the deed. And when you sign the deed, you get the keys from the house and the house is yours. So that's in general
The
how
steps
you
to
buy a
take.
house here. Yeah.
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 Yeah. Yeah. You're talking about a lawyer, eh? So I
Hmm.
suppose it's necessary to hire a lawyer
It's
to be
necessary.
sure, that everything is okay.
Yes. Yes. Because they check the documents, they see if everything is legal. They they review also the promissory contract. They see it depends. When you buy a house, the promissory contract will be made by the selling agency, so the seller.
Yeah.
So you get a CPCV, the promissory contract to review, and if you have a lawyer, they will check in your for your they are on your side,
Yeah. Yeah.
so they
Yeah.
will check everything which is good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so a lawyer I will advise
Yeah.
to hire a lawyer for that.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I can suppose I suppose that you work with lawyers together,
Yes.
closely together.
Yes. Yeah, so
Yeah.
if you work with Century, we have a juridical department who check when we receive a CPCV. I send it always to our juridical department, and they check the documents,
Yeah.
the CPCV. They check everything. So
Mm-hmm.
if you work with us, it's not really necessary to hire a lawyer because we have our lawyers in the company.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, some people just prefer to hire to
Yeah,
have
yeah,
an independent lawyer
yeah,
for
yeah.
their own. I understand that, so
Mm-hmm.
that's also no problem. But we provide
Yeah,
this service, yes.
yeah, okay. And when you have your own lawyer, then I can imagine that your lawyers, yeah, double check and
Yeah.
communicate
Yes.
with the lawyer
Correct.
of the buyer
Yes.
till
Yes. Yes.
everything is okay. Yeah,
Yeah. 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 That's for sure. Yeah.
yeah. Can you tell me, are there typical additional costs,
Also,
besides the purchase price? The
yes, you
lawyer
have
cost I can imagine, but maybe
the
other.
lawyer cost. Yeah, the lawyer cost is typically 1%, 1.5% of the buying price to have an ID. You have the EMT and the imposto de selo. So the EMT is the property transfer tax. That is more or less between the 6 and the 8%, depending if you buy your house for first for living, or if you buy a house for a holiday home. When you buy a house for a holiday home, it's usually a little bit higher than when you buy the tax. Is a little bit higher than when you buy a house for a first home.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
What you also have are the notary costs. The notary needs to be paid, of course. So
Yeah,
it's typically more or less 1,000 euros. They do the registration of the deed and they do the transfer of the property, the
yeah.
name from that's what they do also.
Mm-hmm.
And then people who are going for a mortgage, they of course have their
Yeah,
costs with the broker or with
yeah,
the
yeah,
bank.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's also extra.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I usually say you need to have the extra cost besides the buying, besides the house,
Yeah,
more or less 10%. If you
10%.
cover
Yeah.
10%, then you have everything covered.
Ah, yeah. Okay.
It's
Yeah.
usually less, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. Is that comparable with the Belgian market?
It's similar. I never worked in real estate in Belgium, so I
Mm-hmm.
cannot really compare, but I think that's more or
Yeah,
less the
yeah,
same.
yeah,
I'm not sure about that because I work here in real estate. I never worked in real estate in Belgium, so
yeah.
I
Okay.
don't have the details for that.
Right. Is it easy for foreigners to get a mortgage in Portugal?
It's
It
easy
depends.
is a big word. It's not easy, but it's possible.
Yeah.
They will not, I know people who got a mortgage here in Portugal from Holland and Belgium, but
Mm-hmm.
it's you need to be prepared for a huge paperwork.
Right.
They will ask documents from your income in Belgium or from your hometown.
Yeah.
They will ask documents from here. They will ask a lot of documents.
Yeah.
They will also require a higher down payment. It usually goes to 20-30% more or less, the higher
Yeah.
down payment. And yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
It's possible, but it requires a lot of patience.
Yeah. 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 That's a typical thing in Portugal, I think,
Yes,
in
yeah.
general. Yeah. Hey,
Yeah, correct.
have you ever considered buying a property yourself, or did you already buy
Yeah,
something here
yeah.
yourself?
We bought the property 12 years ago, so it's another another world than when you see it now. The
Mm.
property prices were a lot lower. Um,
Yeah.
we did it also with a real estate agent, and I need to say, from distant, when you are not living in Portugal and you want to buy a house in Portugal, it's very easy to have a real estate agent who you send the houses that you want to visit.
Mm-hmm.
They go and have a look there. They say, yeah, it looks like that they take pictures. You do a video viewing. It's very easy to have then a real estate agent. We did it also like that. And then when you have a few properties that you like, you go there, and then you to Portugal itself, and then you check the houses that you like. But the first selection is done online, and that was very easy for me to
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
when we bought even 12 years ago. It was like that also.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
What final piece of advice would you give to someone thinking about buying property in Portugal?
I would say hire a property inspector because houses in Portugal are not always that good isolated. They are not
Right?
always for humidity. So if you hire a property inspector, they check all these things. So you buy with in good faith the
Yeah.
house.
Yeah.
And don't want to rush things. Don't want to do everything quickly. Take your time for every step. Take your time until you really have a good feeling with the house. I always say to my buyers, you need to step inside the house and you need to feel good. You need to have the feeling this is it.
A
And if
home.
it's not
Home.
like that, yeah, really a
Yeah.
home. If it's not
Yeah.
like that, next house. So
Yeah. Yeah.
don't rush things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Finally, yeah, we are at the end of the interview, Lieve.
Hmm.
Yeah, all your coordinates will be shown
Yes.
during the interview. Eh?
Okay. I have recently a new website where everything is where all my details are on also, and all the properties and
Yeah.
everything. So it's just my name, www.lievesebreghts.com, and there you have
Mm-hmm.
all the information.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, thank you very much, Rob.
Okay. Thank you, and
Thank you.
see you around.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.